Hi, my name is Sisena. During my university time, I had some stress concerning funds to sponsor my education. I came from a very average family, I would say. With a lot of children, it was difficult for my parents to pay all the bills we needed to pay. Then I saw my friends who are not well to do, but somehow they were doing well because they had fiancé or somebody sponsoring them in school. One day I was coming back from school and I met this guy who said he came to see his distant cousin, distance relation in the school. Then we exchanged telephone numbers after he asked me of the relation. Hello. And I said I don't know who the person's all about. I was about to work out when he handed me over his card and asked me for my number. I gave it. Before you know it, we started this relationship. I didn't really want to take this kind. It reminds me of what they tell us when we're growing up, that it's better you befriend someone you like or someone who is good in case marriage comes in question. I still remember the first day I went to see this guy. I went secretly to meet him. He wanted me to come to his house. I insisted on seeing him in the hotel. After all, the people in the hostel, they're not going to see me again. But there's no hiding place in this world. Even one of these people serving in a hotel, one day I was in the area where I was living, where we sit down and chat. And I saw one of the staffs there just walked by, and the person looked at me somehow because he recognized me, though I was hiding because I didn't want anybody to know that I had somebody. I saw him look at me in recognition that he knows me somewhere and I'm this particular girl. There's no really a hiding place in this world, because I was thinking, okay, I go this thing because of money. Then when I'm out of there, the staff, nobody will even know I ever see this kind of money. My husband is there's a dwarf, but the difference between him and the normal short people is that he is smallish in nature. Most times I've taken him to the hospital, talk with specialists. There's a way he can add small weight, because if he adds small weight, he will at least look a little bit matured than the way he looks. He looks like a child, if I'm allowed to say like this. Initially, I started seeing him this secretly every time, and he would beg me, plead with me to come see him at home instead of in the hotel. I refused. And I thought, okay, I go this one time, pay my bills, and I will never see this money again. It went on like this from my second semester to second year, third year, fourth year, till I finished my school. Then one day I was in my house and they told me somebody was looking for me, not knowing that he has followed me, because I didn't want my parents to know that I ever say hi to somebody like this, or I've ever seen somebody like this or dating him. When I came out, it was him. He insisted he wanted to come see my parents. I refused, because I don't want to have anything to do with this guy at all. Nothing. I just wanted that, okay, let's say this is what we do during university, and that was it. Then he was like talking loud, asking questions, and my mother came to hear him and me and came out. My mother, the way she is, she was like, hey, like she saw one president or one, like she saw one important personality welcome him. Like she always taught us never to underestimate somebody or look down on anyone, that we should always treat anybody so special, like the person is the best person we've ever seen. She welcomed him, started cooking food, I told her immediately that no matter how you receive this kind, no matter how nice it can be, that I'm not going to have nothing to do with this kind, no matter how you're going to force me. My mother ignored me. She kept on doing what she was doing. So this is how he met my parents, my siblings, and some of our relations who were around. Everybody liked. They were doing like they never saw his height, which is disturbing me, that I don't want to be around him. All of them were following him. When they stand, they're doing like they're not feeling that he's not normal. That very day I went back to school. So this is the sole carer. This is the person. Without him, I'm not going to school. Without him, there's no education for me. He started taking care of me, my siblings, my parents. We are like indebted. Most like I said, my parents were like indebted to him. Then for me, I told them they were doing this for themselves. That people can have friends who sponsor them, who help them out, that I must not marry him unless they want to give him any other of my sister, but not me. Because no way. There's no way somebody like me is going to marry him. Then I became pregnant. I wanted to get rid of this pregnancy, but somehow my parents get to know about it, because he went straight and he told them, as though he knows the kind of person they are. They said if I ever do this, that was it. They would disown me. They would tell the church people, they would tell everybody that I killed a human being, that I am dangerous, that I did abortion, many things. I was like so stranded that I didn't know where to go from. I shamed. You could imagine at my traditional wedding, I was crying. I was crying like somebody died. I was crying. Come and give him drink, come and stand, come and dance. I was crying. And I told them I wanted it as quiet as anything. But some people still here. Few people came to see, no matter how secretly we kept it, it still came out. But we did this as simple and as quiet as we could, because I didn't want anybody to see me with this guy. So it's like I just sneak into his house and started living in there with him. I could remember whenever I go visit him, he will ask me what I needed. I would tell him maybe I would like chicken, anything I needed. He's like trying to get extras, trying to get double of it. I was treated like a princess. Every time when I think of leaving this marriage, I start thinking of how I was treated, how I had almost everything. I'm a home mom. I'm not going to work. I have maid. I have it all. But my only problem was I'm not proud of who I'm married. Whenever I'm outside in occasion, or we just go out together in the shop, and I see this kind of men who look so good, who looks normal, I feel so inferior that I think even that some of them knows that I feel so inferior that they even sometimes make passes at me to see if I want something to do with them. But I didn't come out from this kind of family who will leave his husband, start having an affair somewhere. It's not who I am, no matter what. But come to think of it, when we sit down in the living room, or when we're just sitting down, I don't really notice this height. This height disturbs me only when we go outside, when we go to occasion, when we are walking on the street. I imagined every day how I wish so much when I was growing up. I'm going to walk on the street with my husband or fiancé. I'm going to walk, how my wedding is going to be. But all that was a dream that will never come true. Never come true, because of the kind of choices I made, because of that dream of solving my problem. Let me just go. At least this man has money. He will help me solve my problem. See where it has landed me to. But in case you have someone who wants to marry you and you say it's because of height, so I'm here to tell you that height is not a problem. Height is not a problem at all. That someone has no height it's no problem, because there's nothing I need that is not being provided for me. The only problem I would say somebody with height has is him trying to make it. If he's able to make it, then he has less problem. And there are girls out there like me who will understand the difference between man and a man. Because it's better you have a man who is there for you emotionally, physically, and otherwise, than say you have a man and the man is not there. So I am satisfied. I'm here to encourage you, because I'm satisfied in the kind of life I have. The only thing I lack is few meter or size that should be added on top of his head or his leg to make him climb up, which I have come to get used to. My inferiority, my pitying myself, finding myself in this condition, me blaming my parents. For years, I didn't even call my parents. I couldn't call them. If they come, I was angry with myself. I was angry with everybody. I was angry with the world. But he never gave up. I love this resilience in him. Every time fighting, every time understanding. He kept understanding the situation I find myself in. He kept understanding the frustration I am in. And he supported me. He was there. He tolerates things other people will not tolerate from me. He's been there for me. So how am I going to leave him? This I will never do. No matter what is it that I wanted, I no longer feel it. I no longer want somebody who is tall. I no longer know the difference, because this is what I know. It's been years now, and I've gotten accustomed to these things. So this is who I decided to marry. Because sometimes when some of my friends start coming back and telling me how their husband, their fiancé is cheating, how they got disappointed when they promised to marry them and they did not marry them, I'm like, oh my God, after I made the right choice, after my mother was right, that a man is a man. It doesn't matter his size. That a man is a man. It doesn't matter how big, how tall, how fat he is. As long as he could do what other men can do. And even at that, even when the man is so short, no matter how short he is, and he needs to take something up, he can climb up. And if he has money, he will never have to even climb up to take the thing. I will have people doing it for him. And this is happening in my life. I'm a testimony to this kind of thing. For the man to work so hard, his parents, like he said, advised him to take his education so seriously. And he did well for himself. He has a good job. He's established. He has businesses. So the height is not a problem for him. I am happy today. I'm alive. I remember one of the operations my mother had. As soon as I went to for one fine guy, maybe my mother would have been 6 feet under today. We have a lot of stress. There are things coming up in my family. I've been upgraded. My parents has been upgraded. My siblings, everybody is doing well. Just because of this guy. Thanks to him that he came our way. By that time, I was thinking it's the worst thing that could ever happen to me. But look at me today. Look at me. I was never proud to show this guy to my friends. I was never proud to even say I'm married. Nobody from my school knew I was married. When they see me, they're shocked to see me that I'm even married, that I was pregnant, that I'm settling down. Nobody knew. I kept it to myself. But look at me today. Thank God, this had never affected any of my children. Never. I would say, I've confirmed with the doctors the way they're growing. But I'm not guaranteeing you, because they say it's a matter of chance. Some people, it can affect most of their children, since I'm not very, very tall. But some people, it might not. It all depends on how it plays out. There's no guarantee to it. But I could say, lucky me, from the growth, how the doctor is watching the growth of my children, none of them have really been affected Most of them will be like average height. Our last child is 4 years old, and from the way he's doing from other kids he's met, he's not doing very bad. I thank God for my life. I thank God for that few steps I took. You needed to see the child I would have aborted. Each time I look at this child, I say, God, as soon as I abort this child, I would have missed this child. The child is doing so well in school, very intelligent, very handsome. That's the child I would have aborted. You look at it today, that I obeyed my parents, that I listened, and I got married to this guy. I can't thank God enough for my life, for my health. Now I have some sicknesses that is disturbing me. If I could have married someone who is not doing well, because I couldn't follow this guy. I don't know how patient my husband, that husband will be in the kind of money we are spending in this my sickness. I don't know if you would have ever even be able to afford it. Like they said, love comes gradually. When we give it a try and we start growing with the person each day, at a time, even this ugliness, even the height, won't be noticing it. We'll just get used to the person. We'll be noticing how the person is like. We'll be seeing the difference between us and the person. And the worst thing we could do, like I used to do, is to think we are better than somebody. I'm not better than anybody. Instead, everybody is better than me. To be down to earth is the key to success. As long as you could just be down and appreciate anybody who appreciates you. Love someone who loves you. Return the love and care the person gives you. Why wouldn't the person be happy? He says every time that he admires that I never look down on him, like even if I don't like him, that I say things to him, to belittle him, to make him or tell him because of this ugly, because of that ugly, that's why I will not be with you, like a kind of insultive way. That I respected him no matter what, but I kept on my own. That he appreciated it, and he knew that we could make a good team, and that was why he insisted. After seeing my parents, I know the kind of family I came from, that we are responsible, that we are not there for him only because of money, that he saw the care and love in my family, that he wouldn't want to miss something like that. That's why he persisted and wanted to have me as his wife. So that's it, kind. That's my story. This is how God blessed me with this kind that I was looking down on, thinking he's not going to make me a happy person. Today I'm happy, I'm satisfied. I bless God for my children, for everything, and that was it. Thank you so much for listening to my story. So that was the story of Sisena, how she met this guy who changed her world. No matter how the man looks like, she still stood by him, and today they're one happy family. This story today is a lovely one. It's a very powerful story to make us learn that everything about life and love doesn't hang on beauty. It hangs in the heart, the kind of person the person is. If we can drive joy, understanding, and live with the person, that the looks doesn't really matter. So that was the story today. You see how this guy thought that without height, without looking good, she will never find happiness. But today, she enjoyed it. She was not regretting marrying this guy, and she's happy. One can never know unless we give it a try. And it all depends on also who you are, how happy you can make yourself. Everything about happiness and understanding does not really lie on the other people. It lies in us. Because if we don't have that understanding and happiness within us, it will be difficult for us to reach. Because one person cannot have our own understanding and the person understanding. We must have our own understanding to match with the person, and everything will balance how it's supposed to. Thanks so much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to press the notification bell for my next upload. Thank you so much. Bye. This is my love story.